Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm reviewing my Scentbird. It's Souvenirs de Tunisie from Veronique Gabai, and if I mispronounced any part of that, I'm sorry. I'm very excited for this fragrance because I have heard good things about this brand and I wanted to try it for a long time. They're at Scentbird. It's a great bargain at Scentbird. I did a whole video talking about like what fragrances and what houses to invest in at Scentbird, like when you get like a lot of bang for your buck and what ones are complete ripoffs. This is one of the brands I think is well worth checking out. So let's get into the review. Now, before I, sit here and talk to you guys, transparency purposes, I pay for my Scentbird subscription. They do not talk to me and ask me to do any videos on them. I think I was an affiliate. I think they sent me something and reached out like years ago. I think it was like Dark Rum from Malin and Goats. And then they're like, okay, we're not doing this with you anymore. And so everything that I share with you guys is from my queue that I pick. And I have been so excited for this fragrance. So this fragrance right here, and I've sprayed it on my hand just to kind of remind myself of this fragrance. I've been wearing it a bunch. This fragrance is beautiful. It is very much an orange blossom white floral fragrance. So if you don't like orange blossoms or white florals, this will not be the fragrance for you, but if you do, this is a beautiful kind of unique take. Now the primary more important notes in this is you have bergamot in the opening, you have neroli and orange blossom, there's sandalwood, almond, there's also some kind of like watery notes too. It's supposed to mimic a pastry shop and some beautiful flowers by the Mediterranean Sea. Now with this fragrance, this is priced full bottle $260. So it is a luxury priced fragrance, and as I talk to you guys, if it's worth checking out, I will be comparing it to other luxury priced fragrances. I'm gonna add this along the lines of like fragrances from Maja Bakali, which I will be mentioning. Tule Tula is a beautiful kind of Mediterranean almond fragrance, but also fragrances from like Ducie de Paris and Atelier des Ors in regards to price point. Now, this fragrance is gorgeous, and there's two negative things about it, but not really bad. The first thing is the opening. The opening smells disjointed, doesn't smell like it comes together. Some fragrances, the opening, and there it is, and it's beautiful, and you get so excited. And a lot of people like the opening and judge a fragrance on the opening before they dry down. But this fragrance, it doesn't smell bad. It just doesn't smell like it's all come together. It's kind of like a puzzle, like when you're 2/3 of the way done. You can kind of see what the puzzle is, but there's still a mess everywhere. And then you need that little bit of time to finish the puzzle so you can see the picture. That's what the opening of this is like. And it's something that you have to kind of like, just remember, give it like 15 to 20 minutes and it's going to be fine. It doesn't smell bad, but you might have buyer's remorse if you buy this bottle and then you spray it for the first time and you're like, that's not what I expected. Let it dry down on your skin. This fragrance specifically needs that. Now, aside from the white florals and the almond in this fragrance, the watery notes that are kind of slightly salty, they kind of pull a little salty on my skin, is something that if you like aquatic fragrances, you're going to love this scent. If you don't like aquatic fragrances, especially fragrances that can be kind of semi-salty, I'm not quite sure how this fragrance would be, and I would recommend sampling it first. As always, sample first, don't blind buy if you don't have to. But this fragrance does have a bit of a saltiness and a kind of aquatic sea air, kind of misty fragrance to it, which is really, really nice, but you might not expect when you see almond and neroli and orange blossom and sandalwood. So do expect that little bit of a aquatic edge to it, which I think really makes this pretty. Now, the reason why I want to compare this to Maja Bakali's Tule Tula is because that is kind of along the lines of the same type of fragrance, same composition, same kind of like you have this beautiful kind of pâtissier on the Mediterranean Sea and you're walking through these flowers and it's light and it's airy and you smell all the smells and it's gorgeous. With Maja Bakali's Tule Tula, that fragrance is very powerful, it's very strong, it's very present. This scent is quite the opposite, but not that it disappears on your skin, not that it's a skin scent. I find the orange blossom and the neroli specifically to be very delicate. This is a very delicate, soft, not powdery, but soft orange blossom. It kind of leans semi-soapy, but not really soapy, not like it smells like a shower gel. It just has a clean freshness to it, and I really like that. What I like is the orange blossom in here kind of aids the neroli, and that kind of beautiful bitter orange, just kind of nuances that the neroli have is green, it's fresh, it's beautiful, and it pairs perfectly with this like kind of gorgeous semi-aromatic sandalwood and the almond. Now they do play almond. Here's almond. I have almond. The almond is very delicate in this fragrance. In fact, this entire fragrance is delicate. The almond is there more to kind of slightly sweeten everything, just a little bit, without making it too sweet, too white floral, powerful, and too heavy. I think that if the almond was a little bit heavier, it would throw off the balance of this fragrance. And I think the balance of this fragrance is really, really good. Now with Maja Bakali's Tule Tula, I think the balance of that one is perfect. It's supposed to be a little bit heavier, a little bit more indulgent, a little bit more decadent. This is more delicate, light, and just effervescent. And I like the fact that the watery kind of Mediterranean Sea inspiration is definitely apparent from start to finish. And I think that's why the opening is a little bit discombobulated, and I hope that's the right word, because it smells, here's this note, here's this note, here's this note, but they haven't quite come together yet, but you kind of get like this aquatic thing and you're like, did I make a mistake? But then once everything comes together after about 10 to 15 minutes, it's a really beautiful scent. I believe that. I think it's a really beautiful scent. There's something about this that's very charming. It's very beautiful. It's very delicate. It's very sophisticated and timeless, but it feels like something that you can smell every day. So if you're looking for a little bit of a different spin on an orange blossom or neroli fragrance, or you want something that's aquatic but still very beautiful and elegant, there we go. I think that this is going to be a fragrance you're going to enjoy. I am really happy that I got this in my Scentbird. I'm really sad that I don't have a full bottle of it, and I will probably be buying a full bottle of this very soon. It is really beautiful. But do understand, this isn't going to be like your powerful Neroli Portofino. It's not going to be your rich and creamy and slightly just very like indulgent and decadent Fleurs d'Orange from Serge Lutens. It's Souvenirs de Tunisie, which I can't pronounce, which is a light, delicate, very beautiful, very expertly crafted aquatic fragrance. It has like, it's like the sea is blowing, Poseidon is blowing orange blossom and neroli on your face as you like walk down the beach. It's very pretty, it's very beautiful, it's very elegant, and I really am enjoying it. Now, even though I'm using words like delicate and tender and slight and all those other things, this fragrance actually has pretty good longevity. For this type of fragrance, for this type of composition, I don't expect a crazy amount of performance. I do to get 4 to 6 hours on my skin, the first 3 to 4 hours. It has a pretty decent sirage, I'd say a sillage and projection. It's moderate. I don't think anybody would be able to completely be able to smell it social distancing, but if you're hanging out with friends or loved ones, and you're talking or chatting, they'll probably be able to pick up the scent. The scent is also very light, very billowy, and I think that makes this very pretty too. So pretty decent longevity for this type of composition. Nice sillage, has a little bit of a lingering trail, just a little bit. So in regards to performance, I don't think it performs bad. I think when you're looking at spending $260 for a bottle of perfume, I think that there are certain things that it should meet, and one of the things it should meet is, does this smell expensive? And I need to do a video talking about what I mean when I say that, because it sounds so convoluted. It really does. But it's about, does this fragrance smell well blended? Does this fragrance smell balanced? Is this composition something that you could find cheap, or is this the type of composition that kind of mimics more luxurious, expensive experiences? So variety, and I always say that cheap fragrances can smell expensive. You can spend $20 on a bottle of perfume and it could smell like a $200 bottle of perfume. It definitely can happen. But expensive fragrances should smell expensive. It should smell like everything was well crafted, everything was well blended, the ingredients smell top quality. It performs to your standards for spending that amount of money. And for some people, those standards are completely different, and that's why it's a personal standard. I don't care so much about performance personally. If it lasts on my skin for 2 to 3 hours, we're good. But other people, they would never spend over $150 on a bottle of perfume that didn't last 6 to 8 hours. And you know what? That's right for them. Just because I think a certain way doesn't mean that it's right for them, and just because they think a way doesn't right for me. So it's whatever you would assume would be the right amount of performance for spending a lot of money on a fragrance. That's a whole other video. I need to do it because I keep referencing it. But this fragrance smells well balanced. It smells well blended. It has a beautiful, unique, again, kind of aquatic saltiness to it that works really well with the orange blossom and the neroli. And I just think it's a very kind of like vivacious, effervescent scent that's really classic, really beautiful, and really sophisticated. So this will definitely be something I check out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've had the opportunity to try this fragrance or any other fragrances from this house, let me know what you guys think. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!